Good morning, grasshoppers. It's time for another day of study. I wonder if we're on the right page. We are. In less than an hour, we're going to be doing our Manuel Goyamayo Torriente Swiss, lesser known master, celebrated today. And I meant to go get coffee before I ran out. Silly me. C'est la vie. So this morning we're talking about our study. And I believe that we were working on it not long ago. Lasker-Capablanca. We have 4 games to go. I just have to retrieve the material. We're doing this in a little bit of a lesson format, not too much of a lesson or training format, but we hope to learn something from the games. All of the games here are presented for you. As we noted before, the Queen's Gambit featured very prominently in the match between Lasker and Capablanca. In fact, I believe it was used in nearly every game. Capablanca, on the other hand, when he was white, hesitated with c4 and almost always played knight f3 on move 2. Whereas Lasker, when he was playing white, he never hesitated in playing a full-on Queen's Gambit. For example, in game number 2. Game number 3, Capablanca varied with the Ruy Lopez. I take it back. A Spanish 4 knights, also known as a variant on a Ruy Lopez game. I often use knight c3 as an answer to the 4 knights, as an answer to the Berlin. I mean, if black is going for a heavy-handed use of modern theory, I don't mind taking it old school with the 4 knights. There are a handful of variations in there to liven things up. And once again, Lasker says, no, I'm going to continue with the Queen's Gambit in Game 4. In Game 5, Capablanca returns to the Queen Pawn, also prefacing it with Knight F3. And then it was Lasker's turn in the 6th game of the match to play a much more classical Ruy Lopez, as he offered the pawn, and Capablanca went into a Steinitz variation of the Ruy Lopez. This is a variation that holds the e5 pawn and does not plan on giving it up. Doesn't mean they won't give it up. As it turns out, black does have to give up his control of the e5 square a little bit. White's pressure is very unbearable. Returning to the Queen's Gambit with Capablanca playing knight f3. This time Lasker returns the favor, also returning to the Queen's Gambit. Capablanca never varies from knight f3 on move 2 before playing c4. Lasker, only once did he vary. Capablanca, never varying. And lastly, with Capablanca as black, in game 12. So we're going to be looking at this one today. Let's check our status for a moment while we are good. So we have 4 games left. And it's a matter of course. The book that I'm drawing from is the Capablanca annotations from the book London 1922, annotated by Geza Marazzi, best known for the Marazzi bind. And at the same time, the foreword is by the beast of a chess author, Grandmaster Andrew Soltis. Game number 12. Now, we all know the outcome of this match. I'm not going to spoil it for anyone at the moment, but Capablanca is now up 2 games. I'm just going to check to make sure that I'm telling the truth. I could be off by a wee bit. Well, that's interesting. That is interesting. This book does not include a cross table of the match? That's crazy. Let's finish out the match regardless of the outcome, and we will include a cross table later. Perhaps on the Discord, for the most part. So in this particular game, Lasker returns to e4. After all, he must win. He cannot be trying to out-positionally play Capablanca in queen pawn openings. So he returns to e4. Capablanca keeps it very positional with e5. There are a couple of ways of keeping the game positional, and that is by having a good solid grip on the center. Directly positional anyway. When you play openings like the French or the Caro-Kann, you also get a different type of positional game, which is rather heavy-handed in pawn play. It was one of the reasons why Capablanca did prefer the Caro-Kann later on in his career. The other day, I actually mentioned, as someone was asking about a great or the best opening for beginners, or the simplest opening for beginners. And for white, I don't really have an answer to that question so directly without knowing the personality of the player. But obviously I believe in e4 as white. Just placing your pieces on the best possible squares and getting comfortable with opening up the center at will. But as black, I commented that perhaps the most straightforward opening, which contains the opponent, is probably the French defense. Either your opponent opens the game for you because they don't know how to create problems for the French, or you know very clearly what your weaknesses and strengths are in the French. Basically, you have a very dictated form of play down the C file, and you know that you have a bad bishop, as opposed to many other openings when the best or worst placed pieces are not so clear. At least in the French, you have a very clear objective as to what you need to accomplish. For young players, I don't necessarily believe in the French defense, but for a beginning adult player, the French is not a bad choice. For young players, I believe they should answer e4 with e5, just as Capablanca did here. So I thought I'd clarify that statement that I made the other day when I said that the French is an ideal opening for beginners. I didn't mean it to say for all ages. I think actually for adults, knowing what you have to deal with as an adult, having the common sense to be able to address the problems of the opening, you should be very well suited to a very clearly defined opening like the French. It doesn't get any more clearly defined. There's nothing white can do about the French if they play e4. Which also makes the Queen's Gambit Terrash for black against d4. Another ideal opening. This is not answering d4 with knight f6 actually. So where are we? Oh, I haven't gotten back to Premier Chess, as he messaged me yesterday about a video series of some sort. I've not checked my messages. I just realized that, so I can only apologize to Evan Rabin of Premier Chess. He does do some streaming, and he texted me yesterday, and I do plan on getting back to him. I just don't have any time in my schedule just now. So castles d6. It's a very strange move by Capablanca, but he really liked the Steinitz, or the delayed Steinitz, in a variety of ways. Whether or not he played a6 first was a matter of course. Bishop d7, we have to defend our e5 pawn. Now you'll notice that even though this pawn is being attacked twice, and it's only defended directly once, it could be considered to be attacked a third time indirectly, but the recapture of that knight brings pressure on the e4 pawn, so it's a counter-attacking defensive move. Bishop d7 not only defends the knight, but prepares to counterattack the e4 pawn. So we have a good, or rather great, interaction with the center here. So when I was growing up, and when many of the players older than myself and their generation were growing up, we had the adage that the more you know about the Ruy Lopez, the more you know about chess. And this, in fact, this variation is the Ruy Lopez. The scholastic variation of bishop c4 is very lethal because of the immediate intentions on the f7 square. And this is a really great opening for beginners to be able to test the opponents as to whether or not they know what they're doing, whether they play knight f6 or bishop c5. You should definitely be putting pressure on your opponent when you are a young player at an early age, because you can't just putz around hoping that your opponent doesn't know how to play chess. That's not how you win games. In any event, in this particular game, Capablanca faced the Ruy Lopez, which is the history of the Ruy Lopez is very clear if you haven't Googled it or don't already know. Spanish bishop wrote about this opening and its pressure on the knight, removing the defender of the e5 pawn in the 1600s, and it has been a very popular long-term opening ever since. Because of its popularity as a long-term goal-oriented opening, you know that you are going to probably win many Ruy Lopez's in the end game. If you want to win in the middle game or in the opening, then I suggest bishop c4. Perhaps even bishop c4 at an even earlier stage if you wanted the 4-move checkmate, for example. Almost everybody goes through this graduation. They play for bishop c4, threatening queen h5 and queen to f7 checkmate. And when our opponents are strong enough to stop that, then we graduate toward knight f3 and bishop c4, attacking f7 not just with the bishop but also with the knight. And in this manner we actually get to threaten the queen and the rook, and black does have to display some knowledge of either blocking and defending or counterattacking, as in the Traxler variation, which I also like. It's a matter of taste as to which one you choose in that position. And then after your opponents of the intermediate level start defending against that fried liver slash lolly attack, I prefer the lolly attack to the fried liver, players usually graduate above the intermediate level toward the Ruy Lopez, where the pressure on f7 is not as important as the pressure on e5. And the long-term pressure is going to define you as a really, really, really good player. So let's take a quick peek here. Do I have multi-stream chat? Let's just check it out. I believe I may or may not have enabled the chat in YouTube, so I have to check it out. Needless to say, Capablanca continues with the Berlin defense. This is very popular today. Very often, as Lasker did in the early stages, white castles, offering black the pawn on e4, and therein the real struggle begins, as the black king being caught in the center could be under a lot of fire, but Capablanca has no need for such complications. He simply defends his center in lieu of castling. Bishop e7, by the way, is also an option there. Bishop c5 is often played today with the idea that white is going to build up in the center just as usual, trying to open up the center. Again, these are complications that Capablanca often shied away from. Capablanca is easily the best world champion to study if you want to become a better player. d4, bishop d7, and the game continues with the best possible placement of the pieces. Now already we can see that black is extremely cramped. He has to choose how to develop his pieces. You can see that this position has been played as recently in the Lead Chess database as 2013. many times these variations, the game references are sorted by the ratings of the players. So two 2,600 rated players drew this game in 2004, and it may or may not have been improved upon by 2013, the play or the pressure in the opener. How do we have? We don't really have anyone just yet to quiz. So while we build up or wait upon some users to test in the chat, we will continue our stream for those who are watching. Now, black in this position has dealt with a lot of complications. In fact, castling is considered to be a mistake since Tarash Marco. Tarash more or less destroyed Marco with a tactic toward the end. In this game, of course, in 1921, Capablanca gives up the center. He can't hold it anymore. But if black were to really consider trying to hold on to this pawn, now we have some serious problems. After bishop takes c6, bishop takes c6, you can see that there is a problem for black on the open file. It looks like we're getting something as black against the d4 pawn, but we're not. White gets the capture, and then as black captures, there lies the skewer, the discovered skewer to the bishop on e7 with knight to d3. And there's only one way to guard the knight, and white wins the knight with taking advantage of the pin because the bishop on e7 is undefended. This is met by bishop c5 check, and of course we are losing material in this particular case, as after knight takes c5, I just want everybody to visualize this for a moment. Knight takes c5, bishop to g5, attacking the rook and preparing the move bishop to e7 with a fork at long last between these two players. Now you do notice that black has rook to d5, but now we can remove the defender with c4. Let's see that in action. Knight takes c5, knight takes c5 as announced, bishop to g5. This is well known. It really doesn't matter, but the original game, Tarash Marco went rook to d5, bishop to e7, rook to e8, and then the defender is removed with c4. So white is up an exchange in this particular position. Black can get some counterplay. Now Tarash Marco ended here with black resigning. You can see that there are modern players that have played on. I'm very curious as to what Munder Michael did in this position, but it's beyond the scope of our match at the moment. So it's just basically when you're up in material, all you need to do is seek exchanges, simplification, and you will reach a very straightforward win with either your extra queen and king against the naked king, or a king and rook against the king, depending on how you simplify or promote your pawns at the end. You just need a little bit of material advantage, simplify through exchanges, rook for rook, queen for queen, bishop for bishop, bishop for knight, knight for bishop, or knight for knight. And while keeping the pawns on the board, you're able to simplify the game if you're up in material, and you are going to just grind your opponent down and then checkmate them. It takes a tremendous amount of patience to win a chess game. This is not for anyone who's impulsive, who needs to win right away, or who needs a super amount of physical activity in order to demonstrate a win. Getting straight to this, Capablanca gives up the center as he is expected to with e takes d4, and now we can continue toward our development with castles. Since black's position is cramped, the next move, I still remember the day that I saw this move and I did not understand it, and I had to examine it very carefully. It was in a book by Irving Chernev, who is highly recommended. all of Chernow's books in any language are very instructive. White plays the move bishop f1 because black's position is cramped, and we have no interest in exchanging pieces and easing black's position. Notice that the queen has no future, and because the queen has no future in reaching an open file, the rooks are also experiencing some relative difficulty. Capablanca just plays rook to e8, f3, once again bolstering the advantage. Again, bishop to g5, we're not going to trade. h6, bishop to h4. We do need, however, a square for our bishop on f8, so he plays g6, running into this pin. Capablanca mentions that he cannot recommend what he did to himself in this particular game, as Lasker brings quite a bit of unbearable pressure to the c7 square. There's already a problem on f6. But out of necessity, Capablanca plays g5. And Capablanca actually mentions that White's downfall is going for the immediate satisfaction of pressure on c7. I did not see this note, but certainly c3 and White is clearly better in this position. You could check it with the analysis against his assessment. But in general, okay, White is slightly better in this position. Anything less than a pawn is slightly better for the one side. And of course with g5, it's equal. But I know how Capablanca felt. Let's see if there was a better move. Knight f6 check. It's hard to believe that we're going to alleviate the pressure in this position that easily. Through exchanges? I don't think so. I would rather keep the pressure. The computer can be wrong. Bandarial. Bandarinial. Baronial. Bandarinial. Bandarinial. How are you, sir? Third time is the charm. So yeah, Capablanca got a little lucky here with knight to b5, as this is an artificial manner of trying to challenge the center. And Lasker is all in with knight on d takes c7, g takes h4, knight takes a8, queen takes. This is a double exchange sacrifice. Quite incredible. I think I will have to remember this one. Knight to e8, opening up lines for the bishop. So we have 4 minor pieces. 4 minor pieces for 2 rooks and a bishop. How coordinated can we be? Bandara Renil. Banda Renil. Not monkey. I think it's time that you have a superhero alias. Like in Mandarin, I was telling someone how much I enjoyed studying Mandarin. But the difference between the simplified characters and the traditional characters makes it very interesting. Banda. Banda, you will always be, not exactly like Krish, perhaps, but Krish, the superhero, with 2 R's, K-R-R-I-S-H. Krish. Banda. Where were we? Queen takes a8, knight c7, yada yada. Rook to b1. Can you imagine that Lasker is relegated to defending his pawn with a rook? The problem is that if we attempt a very straightforward answer with c3, queen to b6 check, also targets the pawn and the king. So we're not going to have any relief from c3. And then all of white's pawns are very loose. Now how can Capablanca handle this position so well? That is the question. Well, he is who he is. Bishop e6, c3, giving up on the a2 pawn. A mistake by black. Capablanca believed that he had a one game in this position by playing bishop to e5. The question of time at this point was not properly appreciated by black, who went in to recover a pawn which was of no importance whatsoever. Worse yet, the capture of the pawn only helped white. And this remains to be seen. We will explore this later, because I'm going to return to this game. This game is relatively profound in its own sense. In order to free up our knight, Capablanca plays a6, and he mentions that loosening white's pawns with h3 was better. At least trying to attain some weaknesses on white's king side. Did I advertise my stream? I don't think I did. 1 second. Let us go back to our community. I don't think anyone on the team knows that I am streaming just now. First off, yep, I did fail to do that. But why don't I advertise 25 minutes? Silly me, I didn't announce this one at all. I also have to do next week's tournaments. Silly me. That might pick us up a little bit, Banda. So we're at 4. We're about to find out where we'll be. See if we can make it back to our Swiss. Our study very quickly. Yes. Game number 12. What was the name of the opening that it mentioned there? That was crazy. Berlin Defense Hedgehog variation. Sometimes Lichess is on in its naming convention, sometimes it's not. Let's see if we can get a couple games further in this Final Four approach. The final 4 games of the match. Again, a6 was played by Capablanca when he should have played h3 to loosen up the king side, or at least that was his opinion. Capablanca, again critical of his own moves, believes that queen to g5, taking advantage of the king side immediately, was the right way to go. After the text move h5, he says he has nothing more than an equal position in a draw. Well, that remains to be seen. We'll take a closer look at that later. Bishop to h6, bishop e2, knight f6. Rather defensive, unfortunately, as we're going to give back a pawn and searching for counterplay. I think this game deserves playing out. Absolutely deserves playing out. Discovery on the knight on e4. Bishop takes e6. a6. By the way, if the bishop had been captured, then rook takes e4. White is probably doing fairly well with the weakness on a6. So instead of that, we bolster our center. Everything else is protected. Bishop e2, the f4 pawn is falling. Bishop takes h5. And the players agreed to a draw here. Now this is a very interesting position. I would definitely hold an arena with this for both sides just to see how players handled. Good morning, Lord Rhino. I would definitely be up for a thematic arena with this position. The players agreed to a draw here. Capablanca and Lasker agreed to a draw in this position. While the position may be equal between you or I, Lord Rhino, Bonda Renil. I'm working on it 1/2 at a time. Bonda Renil. Thank you for the help on the pronunciation. Good morning. It is 7:35 a.m. here in New York City. But the players agreed to a draw. It's just insane. I'm going to put that in here. We're going to add another chapter. We're going to do Capablanca Lasker. What are the odds that anyone knows the opening that will be played in the next game after the intro that I gave? Oops, if I can actually spell, that will be even better. Game 13. We're looking at this from the winner of the match's perspective, Capablanca. Bandarinil. So, another relatively short game, d4. After all, Capablanca has a firm foothold on the match. Look at that, I made knight f6 out of habit because I like to answer with knight f6. d4, d5. Capablanca continues with knight f3, prefacing his queen's gambit with caution. Easing into the opening. Capablanca was never really a theoretician. But he did have opinions on many of these closed openings. Now, rook to e8 is a very typical tempo move, trying not to commit the pawn to either c6 or c5 in this position, waiting for white to commit his bishop on f1. Should the bishop come out to d3, black will play d takes c4 and make the bishop move a second time, and then whether or not they preface it with a6 followed by b5, they will also be playing for c5. Just to keep white's position or to actually gain the initiative on the movement of that bishop. Today, the loss of tempo is negated as to how important is it really. But Capablanca is, of course, in line with that. Queen to c2, h6, bishop h4. And now with the queen on c2, there is no more pressure on the d5 pawn than need to be, so black can actually play the move c5. Is black going to get into trouble here because of this move? Not without there being enough of an idea toward capturing on d5. Probably white should have played. What happened, Jean Mill? Good morning. Are you in the tournament, sir? Arsenal fan, good morning. Unless Jean Mill is a fan of Lasker's and he knows what's about to happen. This is a slow death for Lasker in this match as the match is coming to a close. Game number 13, c5. It is very difficult to wrest the advantage. They did not really believe in winning with the black pieces in those days just yet. That was a modern convention where we seek the imbalances. In 1923, I believe, black began seeking opportunities to win with the Scheveningen Sicilian, among others. Good morning, Arsenal fan. Actually, it's good afternoon. they still don't believe in winning with black. Yeah, as it turns out with the latest. But I would say it culminated in the Fischer era with the sharpest of all openings. The Benoni, the Sicilian. They really wanted to rip white. In fact, I didn't know that I couldn't play for a win with black when I was first growing up. I did not know that I was supposed to play for equality and then outplay my opponent. I only became aware of this when I wanted to become a master. I actually thought that I could checkmate my opponents, whether I was white or black, regardless of what they did. Like, I thought I was that good. I thought that's how chess worked. And then I had the truth expounded upon later on. Knight takes d5, bishop takes d5, knight takes e7. After all, we do have some issues going on here with the discoveries on the knight on c5. So we have to be careful of anything happening, because there are two pieces attacking c5. So he has to recapture on e7, d takes c5, bishop to b5. White does have a slightly better game with the initiative. However, it's not really enough according to these two particular players. If we look at game number 12, that was crazy. Naivete is definitely a strength. You can, I think it is better not to know sometimes the danger that you're about to be in. It adds to the courage factor. Meanwhile, queen to b6, bishop takes d7, knight takes d7, rook fd1. We have 2 versus 2 on the queen side. Let's examine why this position cannot be so easily won. And we have an island of 4 on that side of the board versus an island of 4 on this side of the board. The symmetrical pawn structure with the symmetrical pieces makes it very difficult for one side to create an imbalance that might be able to win the game. So assuming that no mistakes are made between these two players, and that is a great assumption given that they're the two best players in the world at the time, Alekhine notwithstanding, it's possible that Alekhine probably could have challenged Lasker. But I think there was some German-Russian bias there. And Capablanca. Yes, the tournament is starting. We have the Swiss beginning in less than or about 10 minutes. I know we have a small amount of wait ahead of us. We only have 2 games left in the match. Queen to b6. Bishop takes d7, knight takes d7, rook fd1, rook on e to d8. After all, that is the rook that is not doing anything behind the e6 pawn. h3, completing the symmetry, rook on a to c8. And Capablanca slowly comes to realize that there is nothing in this position. Let's keep the pin on the knight on c3. And a very poetic place to begin. Again, the players agreed to a draw in this particular position. I would certainly arrange a arena-based final position on this one, to see if anyone can get blood out of this stone. This would be good training. This seems like a Carlsen drill. Anytime I put down question mark, exclam, or what's going on here, right? Can you imagine handling your pieces better than the opponent's pieces in this position? If they can do it. Now we have Lasker-Capablanca, game 14. That was from St. Petersburg. This is can we make it through game 14 before the tournament starts? That is the question. We do have a tournament because the king is actually about. Yeah, I absolutely thought the same thing. It looks very funny with the knights on E8. I'm sorry, on D8 and C8, but that is the case. Are they really going to finish the match with the Ruy Lopez? Whoa, let's do it. Ready? E4, E5, 14th game. Capablanca in the lead. Capablanca is plus 3 games right now. The score is 8-5. And Lasker has not yet won a game. So this is the moment of truth for Lasker. He strikes out with E4. Returns to the Spanish game with the torture on the pawn on E5. Lasker offers Capablanca the pawn on E4. No complications, as we discussed earlier, are necessary. This dynamic move, which creates the counterplay against E4, justifying the whole opening. We also discussed in this position earlier the Tarrasch-Marco trap, where if black were to castle, there's the skewer on the E file. You'll see that in game number 12. But in this particular game, Lasker decides to liven things up with bishop takes c6, bishop takes c6, queen to d3. As I mentioned earlier, white would like to shy away from exchanges because black's position is cramped. Capablanca holds on to the bishop pair. Lasker is feverishly fighting for his life in this particular game. He must accomplish something now before it is too late. Capablanca, on the other hand, has simplification on his side. That's a double attack on the c7 pawn. This is a very common theme to remove the defender of the center and play knight d5 and gain space. White now has a powerful position according to Capablanca, and of course black has to pay very serious attention to detail. So here's the space advantage. Now this is a position that we could also use for a thematic. It's time to start striking back with c6, knight to c3, queen to b6. I think in this position black is developing a bit of an initiative. What kind of an initiative remains to be seen. This is an unnecessary move according to Capablanca. He should have played rook to e7. And after the move knight f6, h3 to keep him out. White also finds a waste of time fighting for the d-file rather than activating his pieces in a more productive fashion. Rook e7, rook fe1, rook on d to e8, rook e2. I apologize for the haste, as our tournament is starting in 7 minutes. I want to get to the critical position without flubbing it, perhaps. King to g1, avoiding any complications here with knight to g4. Is there really a complication that we have to be concerned about? Is there anything happening here? The rook is protected 3 times by the queen. I'm not certain that this is really a threat. Rook d1, yeah. I know, double question mark. Rook on e to f2 was definitely interesting. Going back to that for, yeah. But rook to d1, let's do that for, I'll give it a single question mark. After all, they are Lasker and Capablanca. 2 minutes fast? Uh-oh. I am mildly worried. 2 minutes fast. 1 second here. We have 5 minutes. 5 minutes before the arena begins. So here we are. Not the arena, the Swiss. 7-round Swiss. Saturday, 7-round Swiss training. Saturday, Sunday, 7-round Swiss training. I think we have to keep the Sunday 1 to 7 rounds as well. It's just too much to ask for all 9 rounds. What do you think? I mean 4. Hold your horses. I always like that phrase. Hold your horses, hold the phone. Can you imagine hold the phone being a timeless... Hold the presses. King to G1. A6. Rook on F to F2. What kind of a defensive move is this? As now pressure has become quite unbearable on the E4 square. Should black play or entertain a move like knight F5? Bishop takes F5. E takes F5. Queen H5. Rook takes E7. Rook takes E7. Well, black has control of the open file. So instead, white chooses Rook F3. Hold the phone then, sir. Hold the phone. Hold my beer. Probably don't have beer either. Rook F3, Queen H5, F5. Of doubtful value, white shuts off black's bishop, however. Unfortunately, it weakens his E-pawn, which is entertained with ASM 8. These are all English-American expressions. King H2, a blunder made under time pressure combined with the difficulties attached to the position. Knight to G4 check. We will revisit this. I can only apologize, and now black is down. Black is ahead in material, and only Capablanca will process this. I do want to help Dark Myth make easy peasy indeed. I do want to help Dark Myth make, we're going to make some chessable study books out of all of these World Championship studies. He's already started. It's quite entertaining that he has done what he has done so far with Fischer. He did one for Fischer. I'm reviewing it now. We probably need to work on it more directly. Trying to prevent counterplay by B5. However, this is probably the least of his worries. And tactics. White is completely tied down to defending the E4 pawn. It doesn't get any more awkward than this. White's idea is to exchange off as many pawns as possible to reach an endgame where an advantage of the exchange will be insignificant to win. So basically, rook versus knight, ideally, at the end. Rook versus knight. Queen to E6. And ta-da! The rook comes in. Must keep the rook out. Rook might be coming in. King H7. Securing the diagonal against that queen. However, there are further problems. Unpinning the knight on C3. More pressure coming. This move is forced. He needs a square for his knight, since rook to B2 is being threatened. It almost looks as though white's getting some counterplay. However, we just have to keep our composure. The moves of this rook are worth studying. Capablanca believes that black had no better way to play. This brings the game to a climax for which black is now ready. Oh, it's 7:55. Rook to e7, knight takes c6, rook to e6, knight to d8, g takes h4, counterattack, rook to d3, rook to f6, rook to d7 check, king h8, knight to d5, f to f1 threatening mate, king h3, and that is the end of the world as we know it, since there's no defense so easily to all of the threats in this position, and Capablanca won the World Championship match 9-3, 9-5, with that overwhelming position for black, overwhelming position for white being overturned. Whoa! That was quite something, everyone. Let's change it back to our birthday event. Oh no! The birthday event does not have the right name on it. Grr! At least we have the right date. At least we have the correct date. Manuel, Colmayo. Let's follow in the steps of Capablanca this morning. And of course I could use a coffee. It is June 12th. No, Capablanca. We're going to follow in the steps of Capablanca. The Austrian attack. This is the #1 way that I like to meet it too. Can I get onto the white side of the Caro-Kann? Pretty please? I guess I'm going to play in this manner. Very quietly. Fighting for the square. e5. My opponent did not play queen a5 check and embarrassed the daylights out of me. I really appreciate that. He wasted tempo. I was going to capture this anyway. It's very kind of him. I really was going to capture that anyway. Don't worry, we're going to thank you, Arsenal fan. I am missing my white squared bishop though, I have to admit. The control over e5 is a little empty. Let's play a little bit differently here. Keeping the pressure on the and now we have a little bit of a trick. Yes, we do. We have a little bit of a trick. My opponent is going to have to decide which way do I want to go. Do I take on f6? He's still got two pieces attacked. It's just too amusing. I can't help myself. So how do we get our knight to the best possible square? Let's do it this way. Oh, that's a bummer. Is he really getting there from here? That's a bummer. Can I continue this mess? What happens on e4? I'm just having way too much fun, but my king is in the center, so I do have to exhibit some caution here. g4. g4, queen takes g4, check, bishop g3. It's only 2 pieces for a rook. I have to be very careful here. Right now, I am ahead by 1 pawn. I'm considering sacking a pawn. Let's go for it this way. We're going for it in this manner. Activating every last piece. Keeping him from castling. At least I thought I was keeping him from castling. Yeah, let's keep him from castling. We have a very serious threat. How serious? Very serious. Checkers. He did not really weigh up that my bishop wants to move. And where could he possibly go? Fixovich. Coffee time. We do have 12. Stevens, Dela Cruz. I have to send him a message. He is very new. I'm not sure how new he is. You did miss the study, however, it is encapsulated in this stream. We need to change our title. Very quickly. I don't know if I can change it on all the other streams, but let's see what we can do. We will change our title at least on yeah, we lost the 5 gift subs. I'm not entirely sure how the sub counter works. But in order to reach 35, we're gonna have to reach 50 followers, I think. Or, I mean, it was at 29 and then 30. We had the most recent sub was gifted by Tiresias, Gen 246810. And prior to that, we had a great and well-earned sub, Eichmann. I remember Eichmann now. It was also the last sub that we had. He subbed immediately after. Good morning, Kapil. Was that us? You finally played me, sir. I don't know if you finally played me. But that was a good game. What was it that you did wrong? Oh yeah, you miscalculated. You moved too quickly with knight takes or bishop takes e5. And you left yourself with and a little bit of a lurch there with too many pieces hanging. Alright, I'm going to make one attempt at changing the Facebook, if that's possible. Where is my live stream? And how can I change my title on Facebook? And do I even have it on Facebook? Could I have gotten bumped off of Facebook? Let's go to home. You're not playing? We can make this happen. Gifted a subscription to Nightbot. Apostolet, you really do want to torture me, I have to admit. Alright, and we're off. Lord Rhino, a worthy opponent. We're going to follow in the footsteps of Capablanca, although I didn't get my coffee. That much is missing. Following in the footsteps of Capablanca here. Put our phone aside. I wanted to change my YouTube channel title. Let's do the socials. Be certain to follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and subscribe on YouTube. Why not? Can I edit this? 1 second here. Edit video. Fascinating. Title required. So we've updated our title on YouTube. I believe. One more time. Let's try it again. The Manuel Colmayo Torriente Birthday Swiss is going on now. Facebook is really out of control. I don't even know how to operate Facebook anymore. I really don't. It's so out of control. Okay, I found it. I found our current live broadcast. So the title does not appear on my Facebook so much, but okay. 146. Let's do this, folks. That's enough. Thank you, Lord Rhino. If you didn't notice, I was trying to update my stream title. But I appreciate the heads up. So you're playing, what is this, the Ragozin now? You know, I've never really had a line against the Ragozin. The line that I've always followed is Bobby Fischer's recipe, which is to put the knight on c6. I shouldn't say it's the Bobby Fischer recipe. It's the recipe that Bobby Fischer actually faced the most often, preventing any counterplay in the center this way. And now for something relevant. Knight takes d4, queen takes, not good. Let's do some dancing, everybody. Let's do some dancing quick now. I mean, I thought I was the one who was going to be playing with the discovery, but I'm not out of the center yet with my king. Was c takes d5 an option? Hold on here, I just have to analyze this in reverse. Instead of queen c2, which is what I played, I had this doesn't look right. Instead of queen to c2, I had c takes d5, knight takes d4, queen to d1, forced, knight takes f3, check, queen takes f3. That did look like an option. It did. It did look like an option. Well, that's interesting. I'm egging him on. I admit it. I am. I am egging him on. He didn't take the egging. The egging did not work. No egging, please. Now where is he headed? Can I play this way? No, I lose a piece. Let's not lose a piece. That would be bad. I think he knows what I'm up to now. It is official. It is official that he knows what I'm up to. I have no cards that aren't shown. I have 0 cards that are not shown in this position. So you have that. God, I don't even know what I want to do. Tiresias, how are you? Good morning, sir. Thank you for the support. Do I want to capture? Is this good for me? I don't think so. I only have 1 pawn for the piece. Is this going to be enough? It looks really, really good though. Can I play this way? It looks crazy. Well, let's go for it. This is entertaining. Tiresias, too early to tell. Yes. This is a very, very strange position, everyone. Very strange. Thank you, Lord Rhino. I was very lucky in that game. It was one of those creative positions that ended up in my favor. Bender Dome in 7th. Coming in with a half-point bye. We have the latest chess informant publication, American Chess Magazine, with the cover photo of Irina Krush analyzing her games from her 8th U.S. Women's Championship victory. She is the current U.S. Women's Champion. I have already gone through every game that she analyzed for the magazine, and I have to say she did cover some points that I didn't actually look at before, but as usual, when people write articles on their own games, they're not quite as objective. Like, she is glossed over a little bit by the success of her. JL and Amarato, thank you for being back. I was worried about you. I hadn't seen you in a few days. I hope you were gone for a reason. That is work related. I don't know if Javi Coffee was trying to get me into a sponsorship thingamajiggy. But let me take a quick peek. If anybody wants to check out Javi Coffee, it is micro dose coffee that is supposed to be added to water for the fastest possible coffee experience. You basically add a teaspoon of Javi microdose coffee to either hot or cold water, and you have instant quality coffee. Where did you go wrong? Let's take a quick peek before I run for coffee. What did you do wrong? You are a good player. Well, it looks like you already did it. Yeah, knight to b4 was out to lunch. Well, first things first, if you're not a Ragozin player, I would not recommend to anyone. Unless you're real, the Ragozin is a very tough opening. Playing your bishop to b4, objectively, for everyone who's watching, requires like a certain amount of calculation and understanding because your pawns are already on the white squares. When people play the Nimzo Indian, let's take this back a step. When people play the Nimzo Indian and they give up their dark squared bishop, it is primarily, let's just say that, let's go with the original version. Let's go with the sameness version. Takes, takes. Black then puts his pawns on dark squares. And I don't even know where to put this bishop. But let's just say black puts his pawns on dark squares immediately afterward. This is the goal of the original Nimzo Indian. Ragozin is a Russian master. Yeah. So now we have a white squared bishop instead of a dark squared bishop. So Ragozin was a Russian master who attempted to enforce a lot of creativity in the 1960s. Bobby Fischer faced this opening, or actually attempted to play this opening in most of his, definitely in the 60 memorable games. I remember one of his opponents playing Queen A4 check, forcing the knight to C6. Not in the Nimzo Indian, I apologize. It's in the Ragozin, this variation. And that's the only line that I've ever used as white against the Ragozin, basically because it creates a serious problem of understanding on how you're going to get your pawn break in. If I do any other passive move like E3, then you're able to break out with C5. And now you can make your bishop a good bishop at any given moment because you're reaching similar Caro-Kann type structures where you can play B6 and or guard your bishop in other ways. So on the whole, this is a very difficult position to handle. The Ragozin, I don't recommend the Ragozin on average. Yeah, you just lost a pawn with knight e4. But like I said, what are you going to do for a plan in this position? Stockfish believes that rook e8 is the best move. But I think you actually have to relocate your bishop. a6 seems like the most ideal move to me. a6 is a good waiting move. You have to wait for a moment to decide what you're going to do. h6? Yeah, I think that was only played by 2 people. That's not a real move. Bishop d6 has a lot to be said for it. Trying to get me to give up on the pressure on this center. So bishop d6 of all of the moves. Alexander Morozevich. Alexander Morozevich did play rook to e8 as well. He followed in your footsteps. But he played rook to e8. Morozevich. So it looks like rook to e8 is the only way to tempo this position. Very difficult game. Very, very difficult game. And now here you can actually relocate your knight to b8 and try to get better piece coordination. But Lord Rhino, that was a tough position. Definitely losing the pawn did not help. I think I got very creative in this position here. Queen h4 was very creative. And then queen takes h4. Here's where I was inviting you in. I was inviting you in on this side of the board to try to vacate your king side and give me an opportunity to make the game more lively for the viewers. Lark. Alright, Apostolette. Alright, we have one game going. JL and Amarato in his usual time trouble. I am running for coffee. As Tiresias knows, this stream is fueled by coffee, whether it's Javi coffee or not. However, if Javi coffee works, I have plenty of bottles of water. All I need is Javi coffee. If they are willing to sponsor my stream, I'm willing to consider them. This looks very one-sided. Let me go back and we'll watch it from the main screen. Just so that in case my game pops up, I won't be so rude. We're watching it here. I'll be right back. Alright. Yes, we have the grandson looking for the timers. But I don't have the timers in my room. You took all of my timers. Come. I need to make a move so that my opponent doesn't feel I'm rude. C5. Yeah, you're looking for the timers. He's got my timer. He's got my 1 minute timer. Yes. We're gonna get a new chair in here. Should we get a new chair in here now? I think Arsenal fan is trying to be polite. We're gonna move our knight. Yeah. I've got grandson odds, by the way. Grandson odds. We're gonna capture diagonally, Bobby. Yep. Chess lessons for 2s. He won't be 3 for another month. We're gonna have a Bubby stream. World's youngest chess streamer, right here. I don't think the stream can be yours, but we have to keep developing our pieces. Yes. What? Wait a minute, the chess game's over there. We're not watching the garbage truck picking up the neighbor's stuff. Classical Sicilian. Yes, classical Sicilian. We're going to go with the Benko variation against the Sojin. I think Arsenal fan knows that I kind of prefer this variation. It clarifies what's going on very well. I'm pretty sure this is the variation that puts the whole thing out of business. You gotta find it. Are you gonna put his shoes on?
Yeah, we gotta go soon.
Where are you going?
We're gonna go meet his dad outside his rehab.
Uh-huh.
And then
we're streaming, so.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Addiction is very real.
Yeah.
So.
Where is this?
It doesn't make any person less of a person.
How do you get there?
Well, we're just gonna take the train, the A to West 4th, and then walk because it's beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful today. It's the perfect day to spend in the city because it's 70 degrees.
That's cool.
Hello, everybody. It's a beautiful day to be out. It's not gonna be sweltering hot today.
Yes, this is my little one, Claudia.
Yeah, I'm very
little. Might be the second tallest one in the family.
I'm the little one that's leaving my early 20s this July.
Aww.
I know. To be 25. Oy, oy, oy. I'm no longer in my early 20s in a month.
Now that I have more than one chair, we could actually have...
oh, you're right. We should just keep both, huh?
Co-streaming. That one's very uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. No, I was just looking at the amount of space in here for 2 chairs, but...
So the other day someone was asking how to... Tiresias in Boston. He's a very serious and awesome supporter of the stream. So can I take this on? I don't think I can. What are you growling about?
No, he's got a bit of a cough.
Oh, yeah?
He's probably got a tickle in his throat.
I thought he was growling on purpose.
No. Bubby, growl. Rawr. Can you growl?
Can you give me a dinosaur growl?
Show Grandpa what your growl sounds like. No? No growling?
How do I want to handle this?
Go roar.
You know what? I'm just gonna play. I'm gonna head for a drag.
I do want to change his shirt, but I don't want to do it on the stream.
You can do that. You can just face him away.
I know. I know. I'm just gonna do it here. I don't know, Dad. I get weird about that.
I don't blame you.
I got a very beautiful boy here. All right, come on. Yeah. Let's see how cool any of Grandpa's streamers are. Let's see if they're into your t-shirt.
Yeah. What do we got? Yeah? You a rocker?
That's a rap.
Rap? I've already outed myself, Mr. Wu-Tang. Yes.
Oh yeah, Dad, they're all right here.
Yeah, they're all sort of. Oh, they're on that side of it.
Right here at the end, yeah.
Mama. Mama. Mama.
You coming?
Now, what do I want to do with
Ready
this
to go?
guy?
We could go. I thought you wanted to sit with Grandpa.
He is sitting with me pretty well.
I would like you to get your breakfast started if you're going to eat before we go.
This thing has a huge amount of
Stuff on it?
white stuff, and it needs to be mopped. I've been taking white stuff and white powder off of the bookshelves.
Yeah, it's the plaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
I
It's,
cleaned those shelves after I took down the.
yeah, it's very messy, the plaster. You gotta
But
cover everything.
I just need a. I think I need some
diligently.
sponges, cleaning sponges, and maybe just need to do the shelves.
Yeah, when we get back, we'll be back probably around like 6.
6 p.m. Okay.
Yeah.
I might be done streaming by then.
I mean, that's latest.
Yeah.
We'll be here 6 latest. I mean, it all depends on how long that we can stay out.
Yeah. Bye, Angel. All right, is it time to clarify this position? Let's find out. I don't know if this is a good move, but we're going to find out. That's a good move. Not sure if it solves the problem. I'm not sure if it solves the problem of what to do about the dark squared bishop or the threats to the king side. Well, that's interesting. Raiding the channel with Zalakai. How are you, sir? Definitely have to give him a quick shout out.
This face knows you, huge dead.
Well, that was a very unusual spelling. Alright, well, I'm going to take the bishop pair just because I can. Ye cats, folks.
This face knows you, huge dead.
You're really threatening me? Fine. Good morning, Raiders. I am FIDE Trainer. Thank you for the follow. Hold on here. I just need to catch up. Make sure I catch you. Everybody who followed. Frody 6768 and GM Camel Rider. That seemed politically incorrect. I like it. Thank you for the follows. I am FIDE Trainer John MacArthur, National Master since 1989, as well as I've been coaching since 1984. So, what is happening now? My opponent is being very, very... I don't know if we're... This is like a big game of chicken on the king side. I think... I'm up a bishop for a knight. This is a very unusual classical Sicilian position. Very unusual. And now what? I am going to attempt to create some other counterplay. Maybe some pressure to his knight. We'll see what happens. Thank you for coming. Zalakai has always fascinated me with his streams. He has... So what is the story here? I don't really want to repeat the position, but okay. We need to simplify, everybody. I don't have a choice in the matter. So far, so good. Let's keep the pressure up. I just have to keep from making any gross blunders. By gross blunders, I mean that I don't want him in at all. Where are you headed from here? That is the question. Just making certain. That we have an end game that cannot be breached. Well, that's interesting. Let's get everybody moving, folks. Should we? Should we get everybody moving? Is there enough for us in this position? Are there enough weaknesses for us? Yes, we do have enough weaknesses. Maybe it's not enough weaknesses. Maybe we do not have enough weaknesses. It is going to be down to the wire, folks. Down to the wire. I have to really think about this. Let's go this way. Pushing the envelope. Envelope pushed. Whew. Envelope pushed, folks. Crazy, crazy endgame. Sorry, I'm catching up. G5. Yeah, make decisions easier for yourself and harder for your opponent, and exactly. Bishop f6 could have been better. You're right, Caramel Rider. It could have been better. I didn't have a time. Unfortunately, I did not have time. I just did. It's like man on fire. I wish you had more time. I need that emote. When he's talking to the guy on the hood of the car in Mexico City, Denzel Washington, I wish you had more time. I really do have to look up this system. If anyone knows where the theory is on 2 knight c3 a6, 2 knight c3 a6, by the way, the closed Sicilian answer a6. I think it's a Secrets of Opening Surprises article, but I'm not entirely positive. I've never been able to find the follow-up to it. Fortunately. I always want to play this way. It's crazy, right? That I want to play f5. Whenever my opponents play this way, I feel like this is the answer. Well, I'm not going to school anymore, but they did have some in the lobby. I can probably drive you by. They have these nice little rainbow pride next Wednesday for your meds, perhaps.
Oh! But today I was like, what?
No,
yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Maybe I'll just take out some,
Yeah. I think I have just the right amount of pressure on the D4 on the E4 pawn. Just the right amount of pressure. So I did notice something about the London 1922 book. Bringing chess into the modern age with London 1922. The openings index at the in the back, the three major openings that were discussed: the Sicilian defense, the Rue Lopez, and the Queen's Gambit. The Dutch also made a little bit of a bump. So if I were to expand it to the 5 openings that were expanded upon, this means that they had to have 5 or more games played. The Dutch defense, 4 knights game, King's Indian, Queen's Gambit declined, Queen's Pawn game. Obviously they played a lot of London systems. The Rue Lopez and the Sicilian defense. I thought maybe you could blast a hole in the theory or the evolution of theory by studying London 1922 from an openings perspective. Alright, we're off and running. Let's see what we can get out of this deal. Ah, that was a good idea on my opponent's part. It was a good idea on my opponent's part. He can take advantage of the pin on the pawn on e4 in this position right now. So let's just take a look at this. Am I going to keep capturing on d3, taking on b7, taking on e2, and I'm attacking his queen, and I've taken 2 pawns in a row, so I'm only up 1 pawn when he recaptures on e2. This is the question. Do I play d5 and hang my e6 pawn? Or do I go all out and just try to embarrass the daylights out of him with h6? Oh, white squares are then weak. Ugh, I don't like it. Alright, there's only one answer. Must keep capturing. Must keep capturing. This was all part of the plan. JL Innamorato loves complications. If there's one person that loves complications, it is JL Innamorato. He thrives on these positions, just as such. And now, the moment of truth. I'm up a pizza for a moment. Am I up a pizza for a moment? I'm not up a pizza yet, but I could sack the exchange. But let's not. Let's not sack the exchange. Let's just take the 1 extra pawn. It's really all we want out of life, is the 1 extra pawn. I did consider h6 first. And now we have to take care of our business. Is the knight on g5 worthwhile? I'm up a pawn. It is not an easy pawn. My opponent has the 2 bishops. I have a little bit of piece coordination to work on ahead of me. Quite a bit of piece coordination to work on ahead of me. Yes, I did consider that. I don't have much of a choice in the matter. It looks like I'm returning the pawn. I don't have any way around it. Alright. If I want to avoid the most drastic means of returning the pawn, or do I sack the exchange? That is the question. It looks as though I might be sacking the exchange. If I move my d-pawn, he has knight e6. I have to return the material. And I'm still sacking the exchange, as it turns out, right? I don't have a choice in the matter. I'm sacking the exchange. Whoop. He didn't want the exchange? You gods, folks. I want to trade. I do. I do want to trade. It's getting complicated. I think I'm losing. I think I can officially declare that I am losing this position. Well, that was a kind-hearted. I don't get it. This is check, by the way. This is check. And because it's check, I don't want that one. I gotta get that one. Maybe that's not what I wanted either. Maybe I didn't want to do that. You gods. This is a carnival of errors. I don't even know where to begin. It's such a carnival of errors. If I take with check... This is craziness, by the way. Can he keep attacking me? So, I want to take on D2. I really do. I want to take on D2. But I can't. I have to take the extra pizza. I think I was losing that indeed. Knight E4 indeed. How do I get away with it, folks? I don't understand. My record against JL and Alvarado is ridiculous. It really is. It's ridiculous. Very squarely positioned. Every one of my games against JL and Alvarado are always very, very squarely. There's no doubt about it. Whew. Nuts. I don't know if anyone can enter now, but if you're interested in future events, you may find the link. Why does my caps lock end up always on? You may find the link in that manner. LCC Condra. We are in full Capablanca Lasker mode at the moment. So the thing that attracted me about the London 1922 openings was that I was looking to see if there were any Grunfelds. There was only one Grunfeld in the entirety of the London 1922. It's not like they didn't know it existed. Oops, I accidentally played C4. But then again, it's not... Then again, it's not a... Queen's Gambit. So my opponent played Knight F6. I was fully justified in taking over the center. Everyone is happy. Do I want to play the 4 pawns attack? Yes. I am playing the 4 pawns attack until I finish studying the book on beating the King's Indian and Benoni by Catronius? A very enjoyable book. Or is it Zaitchik? I'm trying to remember who wrote it. It wasn't Zaitsev, because he has never written a book until his most recent book, which was reviewed on the Perpetual Chess podcast, which I highly recommend. My friend Ben Johnson. Oh, I see what's going on. I keep hitting the tab button instead of the caps lock button. Please check out the Perpetual Chess podcast. I will tenderize the weakness while developing a piece. Alright, this is a very traditional way of dealing with the threat of e5 followed by bishop to e4. I don't think I have a choice in the matter. But I do want to defend. My original thought was to play h3. Probably h3 was best, right? Yeah, h3 was best. First things first, I need to attack a rook. First things first, attack a rook. Yeah, I failed to win a piece in that position. I could have won a piece with h3. Bishop e6. This seems like a good position for white. The human in me made it absolutely ridiculous. I'm not tipping my scale in any means, by any means. Angel, have a great day. Bobby, have fun with Pops, alright? He gets to spend a day each week. I'm a little worried about this, by the way. I'm mildly concerned about this. No, I'm less concerned. Okay. Now, on the other hand, I don't know what the future what the future holds for that night. But I'm curious. Very, very curious as to what the future holds for this piece. He does have a square now for his knight on a6. I'm not exactly pleased about that. Maybe I should have played knight to b5 immediately, followed by bishop to b7. Probably. Do I want to ruin his pawn structure first? I think I have to. And then we pay him a visit. No, I didn't want to ruin his pawn structure first. I needed to do all of this without taking the bishop on a6. Because he has queen to b7. C'est la vie. Queen to b8. Not a huge fan. Not a huge fan of this position. It looks good though. It looks very, very good for white. I feel like this messy continuation could have been played better. Not Mark Messi as in the Canadian hockey star. Or, I'm sorry, as in the Argentinian football star. Mark Messier versus I just need the knight. I need the rook on c8 to go somewhere else as I relocate my knight to a better square where it can be outposted and haunting the king side. Well, that wasn't planned. As I mentioned, now we have to decide. We do have to decide what we're going to be capturing or not capturing. First things first. Is the queen going to be trapped? That is the question. First things first, can we trap the queen? Everyone is covered here for the most part. Well, that's fascinating. Not expected at all. I was expecting queen g6, knight on 3 to h4, queen to e6. But this might tax my opponent's playing ability with a bishop for a queen and very offside pieces. Very offside pieces. Always improving our worst place piece. I'm not sure if that's going to put up enough resistance. Claudia, are you still here? Uh-oh. I'm a little worried about my lesson. If I can do my lesson later today, that would be good. Let's find out what the story is. You know what? I thought my opponent resigned. Absolutely, we can have the lesson on Monday afternoon. Going for the ladder. It was not quite a pure mate, unfortunately. Our second to last round will be beginning soon. How should you improve? You need to study the games of the World Champions. You really, really need to see the piece coordination and the studies of the World Champions. That's number one on my list, is studying good players. Good morning and welcome from Peru. We have Luis Antonio Epeda. We're following Capablanca's maneuver here. Should we do 10 games by each of the world champions for our 24-hour stream? Godakowski. Aww. You are very kind. Alright, I need to reply to my lesson 1 second. So we have the old-fashioned Benoni here. This is the original Benoni. The secret to the original Benoni is that white does not need to play c4 anymore. So therefore we can continue to grab space with our pawns. Now I'm debating whether or not I want the pawn on d5 or I want the knight on d5. I think I want the knight on d5 today. That's what I feel. I feel I want the knight on d5 today, rather than a pawn. It looks like I have no choice in the matter. Do I? Do I have a choice? Let's keep it up. Let us keep it up. Let us. I don't even know where to begin. This is so crazy, this particular position, by the way. Yeah, this does not necessarily solve the problem of winning the queen or winning the exchange. It is not Luis's day. That much is for certain. It is definitely not Luis's day. I do admire his ability to put up a fight. Let's see where we're going from here. Am I going to get overconfident? That is the question. In these positions, it's very easy to get overconfident. So now I get to take two pieces. in a row. I take, he takes, I take, he takes. What do I have? I have simplification of sorts. Bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop takes. Does he have anything in that position? Bishop takes, pawn takes, bishop check, and then bishop takes. Yeah, let's simplify. We have so much extra material at the moment that I want to simplify. I'm going to drive his king into the corner. So now the moment of truth. My goal was to not take the knight. So right now, I don't want him to have that much material. So I'm going to keep attacking his pizzas while he attacks my pizzas. We're going to simplify this position being up a pizza. Much easier than much easier here. I have to keep all the squares available. All of the squares available for my pieces. As we Zugzwang him. Well, that's interesting. Hadn't considered that possibility. He is going to buy me off, I have to admit. He's going to buy me off. Too late. You have done it in 8 seconds. Chessmaster indeed. Oh, fine. Check. I do want to drive him back, but is there a chance of a king and knight mate? That is the question. What? That's a bummer. I have to admit, he is threatening to take me with that one. He is threatening to capture me with that one. But now we get to get our stuff moving again. I can enjoy this position some more. So if I get a queen and I play queen f8, it's mate. So this means my knight can go to f3 or g2 whenever I feel like it. Or maybe not g2, because it's not mate if he plays bishop h3 check. So let's imagine that he plays bishop takes f3, c8 equals queen, e1 equals queen, mate. So that's good. Yeah, we're going to just do that. We're just going to queen our h-pawn. Very boring, I apologize. Zigged when you should have zagged. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Tiresias. Well, he missed his chance for d6. I was expecting d6. Interesting. Did I miss my chance? No, I didn't. I forgot to realize that he gets mated by the bishop if he tries to step in there too quickly. Yep. That's good. I hope to check it out. This was Arsenal Fans 6-round game. We're going to check it out later. I have a lesson with a brand new student today. I am looking forward to it. Maxim 2604. Maxime 2604. Is that his goal and rating, or is he born on the 26th of April? You're welcome, Arsenal. It is always great to have you back. Let's check it out. No one gets as personalized attention as you do in my stream, that's for sure, because we're not that large. We're able to handle Moment of truth. Do I get fancy? Do I get fancy? No, we don't get fancy. We do not get fancy. Could have been fancy. Chose not to be fancy. Allowing the pawn to queen would have been fancy. Wait a minute now. Arsenal fan versus Lord Rhino. Ah, Lord Rhino. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this, by the way. I don't know if you're in Velcro.stream, but I've actually recommended the Arkel Kinkin attack to many players. But then again, if your personality likes these positions as black, I would really seriously reconsider what's going on with these squares, right? I mean, white's just having way too much fun in most of these positions. It's not worth it. C5 is forced. White has all the squares, black has no squares. This is a lot of fun for white. I tell you, if I could play this way against, if everyone would play, I repeat, if everyone in the world would play the move Bishop F5 in answer to the advanced variation, I would play the advanced variation every single game, all day long, forever and a day. Oh, you allowed some counterplay that I did not think was necessary. Was it time trouble? It wasn't even time trouble, dude. Alright, well this is creative. I like it. You had a lot of fun in this game. But you're up a rook and a bishop, so there's no danger. There's just no danger because you're up a rook and a bishop. And your opponent finally gets his material out, but it's too late. Just want to see what the best continuation is. Is it mate? It is mate. King A4, King C4. And it is mate. Very good. Nicely done. Let's request a computer analysis for him. What? We only made it to 6 rounds? Arsenal fan, Lord Rhino, and LCC Condra, the deserving finishers of this event. We did finish our World Championship study. I just wanted to try this command, shout. So it is shout. I'm curious as to what this does. I was experimenting with commands that call other commands. So let's see if it can do it. I don't think it can. I think the Nightbot cannot call its own commands. So the SO I was trying to shout out all those masters, like Shalakai, right? Mad Quick Chess, and others who are always in our stream or rewarding our stream with viewers. And it is a very cool thing for the most part. I'm debating on more coffee. It's 9:29. We can do a quickie bullet arena, perhaps. The hourly bullet arena every half hour. Don't you think there's something wrong with the half-hourly bullet arena? More coffee is always good. Hot tub stream. I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure I want to consider the hot tub stream. But the swimming pool stream, since I do have a swimming pool, is a possibility. But that is quite crazy. Do I have time for a simul? That is the question. "23 seconds away. Will there be a point to my simul?" My simul would be to promote use the Mr. Coffee 4. Exactly. I remember I had a Mr. Coffee. I switched to a Braun, the very popular Braun, and I mainly use the Keurig when I'm in a hurry. But I also have the Keurig fillable pod, so you can actually put your own coffee in. And then, of course, there's the Javi coffee. So was it the shout or the shout out? That was interesting. So shout works. I don't know which shout actually worked. I wonder if shout without the command. Yes. That's crazy. Shout without the command, believe it or not, is so sensitive. The Carafe dribble? Yes, Melita is much better. 2 thumbs up for the Melita. I remember there was a place that I used to get my coffee. They had a massive commercial Melita brewer, and it was easily the best coffee in the world. I'm not entirely sure if it was actual Melita coffee that was being sold with the commercial Melita brewer that they had, but it was indeed very good. And then I noticed even recently that they had one in my local chicken place. I'm trying to think of what it is. I don't think it's a Chick-fil-A, but it was a place not unlike a Chick-fil-A. That's so funny that I created the command shout. Can anyone type the word shout? And we'll see if it does the same thing. I'm wondering if it's me or if it has to be a moderator or whatever. So I basically created this command within Nightbot to call other commands, and it doesn't seem to work. And I called it shout. Put your hands up, shout. No, that is the best coffee. So Tire C's, thank you for that. But no, I don't think you need the exclam. That's the crazy part. You don't even need the exclam. Anybody who actually uses the word shout is going to get. I did it in Nightbot. Oh no, I might have done it in Cloudbot. But the SO command I did in Nightbot. Or did I do it in MooBot? So for whatever reason, the Nightbot cannot call the MooBot commands. So apparently, when you create a command that calls other commands, it has to be another bot that answers that command. Otherwise, shout Velcro dot. Yes, no, actually Velcro dot's supposed to be one of them, but I think I only typed 5. Yeah, anybody who uses the word shout at any time, we start like shouting out everybody. So that's my goal, is to shout, put your hands up. Should we attempt a simul? Simul Saturday. A very quick simul, by the way. But I need the Chess Dojo information. That's what I need. Let's grab the Chess Dojo scheduling. You know what? Often features streaming and commentary. There we go. Control C. Alright, now we're going to begin this simul with plenty of time to spare. I can't remember what my simul titles were before. I don't need the word simul. Promo. Train events and calendar promo. How about that? So we're going to have a 15-minute, 5-second, host extra time 40 minutes. So that's 55 minutes. And we're going to start this simul in 20 minutes. So that should give me 10 minutes before I have to go at 11. That doesn't look right. That's better. Now I just have to clobber the other simul. So now we only should have one simul. There we go. Copy URL. Empty mug here. Now we can go. Yes, 20 minutes, indeed. Me too. I am going to run for the facilities. Let's do it. Olga Ponomoreva. Welcome to the simul. Let's change our stream title. Very quickly. Oh, wait, I lost that one before I could get him. So we're going to do a 1 hour simul. Training and calendar promo. Last time it was to promote the Discord, right? Control C. 31 sub points. Oh, he subbed Nightbot. I forgot about that. Training and growth Simul. I have to stay on that page in order for it to be promoted. And I need to do my socials. Is that it? That's the best way to update the... There's the Simul. You can also find the Simul link by going to the Master Chess Dojo page, which is right here, and it'll be on that page. We're going to start with however many Oh, I see. I didn't put the time here. C'est la vie. Let's do the socials. The socials are written all around the globe, trying to protect your soul. Edit video. Alright, now we're in business. Hopefully we are growing our dojo. And I will be doing more later this afternoon. Alright, coffee. What did I have here? I don't really need my phone. I just need facilities, coffee, and we're starting in 10 minutes. So let me get the coffee started tomorrow.
Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watch me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality.
almost back, folks. Let's see what we've got here. We're going to start in 7 minutes. No matter how many we have, we're starting in 7 minutes. Tiresias in the mix. Six minutes. I am going to be playing. It's very hard to flag, actually. Easy night. Thank you for the follow, by the way. Never mind. I already got Frody 670, 67, 68. June 7th, 1968. Or June 8th, 1967. With 13. Oh no, I didn't get Siddharth RC's name right. Answering most questions right here. I also don't mind suggestions, move suggestions, or anything. It's quite okay. Who am I playing? Fearless? Custom order. Remove download. Okay, never mind. Add to queue. Can I clear the queue? I'm trying to figure out Spotify. Simultaneously. Simultaneous. Streets of the... $14, starting in 3 minutes. $15, perfect. Perfect number. The board does pop up automatically, yes. I believe the board stays up for you. You might be able to scroll down to see the other games while you're waiting. Devakiran is in the mix? No! I don't want Devakiran. He's too good. I'm going to chalk up 1 loss already. How are we doing on our schedule of events here? Dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. This song always makes me feel like I know how to sing. Starting in 2 minutes.
This nation owes you a huge debt.
Pro Chess Pro, thank you for following. We also have a 24-hour stream on the edge. On the edge. We are going to have a Pro Chess stream, 24-hour stream if we reach 35 subs. Anybody who feels they want to contribute, let's do it. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I'm going to be a zombie. I will do brain exercise. Is Sprizon in it? Yes. What about Siddharth? Siddharth RC. Siddharth Remote Control. Yeah, it's designed to be less than 1 hour. I'm going to plow through this Simul like you wouldn't believe. I was a zombie yesterday. I can't remember yesterday. That's how bad it was. So let's see. We had MC Skynet. From a London to South. We had Skynet welcome the 1 minute. No, I don't want 14. I want 15. Can someone make it 15? Yes, yes, 16, fine. We're starting. I'm not fooling around today, folks. Good luck, Chess Newbie. Good luck, Dentistry. Good luck, Lucas. Good luck, Tiresias. I mentioned. Good luck, Sprizon. Good luck, Jean 1981. Good luck, Zion. Sprizon might want to play the Dutch, but you know what? I feel like playing the French. Dentistry 1. Good luck. Easy night. I like giving up a pawn. Sakanaga. Good luck. Old Benoni it is. Sujal Garia. Good luck. Zion Pasha. 1606. I'm going to try knight c3. Lucas, knight c3. I'm having 3 knight c3s. Tarunjask, definitely giving you knight c3. Jean. You know, I didn't look this up, but I'm going to look it up. Chess Newbie, Eric Rosen fan. Fawaz Arsa, good luck. Lukesh, good luck. Sprizon. I'm a big believer in knight c3. Alright, we'll play a French Devakirin. My opponent offers me a draw. Why do we offer a draw? Why on move 1 do we offer a draw? I think that ruins my streak, by the way. That officially ruins my winning streak. That ended it, right? Let's take a quick look. I bet that ended my winning streak. In Rapid. Because it's 15-5. Yeah, current streak, 0. The draw ended my winning streak. So, if I have a reason to not accept a draw next time, it will be because Tiresias. Do I get creative? No. Mostly. You know what? Let's just keep this up. Oh, I forgot about the possibility of that happening. Fawaz, Chess Newbie. Which way do I want to have my... I think it doesn't matter, actually. I think I get the same... no matter what happens here. Whoops. So easy night. Lost to pizza. Or lost to Ponza. I have to isolate that pawn. Now, this is an interesting move, I have to admit. I don't get it, but it's an interesting move. Jean, 1981. He wants to play a queenless middle game. Can I outplay him? That is the question. Can I outplay him? Or should we just go for a Philidor? Zion Pasha. I think that's a Nimzovich. I'm trying to remember where I saw the article about. You know, I'm going to play the Sam Shanklin repertoire with the Boko Indian involved. Keep developing, keep developing, keep developing. Taronchek. Those three. F6. Something is wrong with this picture. But okay. I'm game. We already have a major advantage in this position, by the way. The major advantage is that my opponent did not pay attention to the weakness of his white squares. Where's the knight going? I'll take the space advantage with the 4 pawns attack. There we go again. What is up with this? People, Tiresias, need to defend their center pawns. We're going for an endgame. We're going for the weakness of the white squares. I think I'm going to play knight on b to d7 in that position for next time, but I don't know. I don't know if this is a bad sign or not. I'm going to find out. I am a wee bit worried. I am a wee bit worried in that position. Que pasa? Just keep developing. That's our goal. What do I want to play here? Well, Arsenal fan is in the mix. This is interesting. Doesn't make sense to me, but it's interesting. I feel like I am up a pawn in that position, and then I'm up a pawn again. I'm not sure if I did the math right. Let's see what happens here. Get my pieces out faster than my opponent can get his pieces out. That's our goal. And now for something relevant. Relevant. What is happening here? Can I take advantage of Easy Night in any other way? Let's do it. I just want to see if this is possible. By the way, I don't want anything more than absolute and complete development, like for everything and anything, completely dominating like you would not believe. That's what I want. I'm walking alone, streets are empty. So let's see, queen takes e4, knight f6, bishop b5 check. Yeah, I'm curious about this. I actually want to play this. I need to see what's happening. Then pawn takes pawn, knight takes e4, c7 check. To protect your soul. Absolute and utter development like crazy. Now, the moment of truth. I have lost this game before. Do I have to worry? He is threatening my knight, so I have to defend my knight. That much is true. I don't have a choice. Dynamite, ready to explode right up in the sky. Oh, the globe. Well, he stopped me from having fun. That much is true. Just gonna keep developing. No delusions. I don't have a choice here, do I? I mean, he's threatening what? I have to keep attacking. I don't know what he's threatening, but I'm in trouble. And this was my goal. I have to take a moment to think, Easy Night. From a London to Sun. Do I want to sack a piece? So here we go. Goal-oriented, goal-setting. He's only got, like, castling queenside is ideal here, right? Castling queenside, c takes b5. Knight f3. I think he's completely toasted. You only live once. You only have one chance in this life to create art. That was not what I was expecting. He did not take my pizza. Hold the phone. Hold my beer. Hold my beer. Check. Check. All right. Hold my beer. Not expected at all. I'm not developing my pieces though, so I'm not happy, folks. I'm really not happy. Trying to win some material there. Trying to prevent the loss of material here, even though I like the other move better. I really did. I like the other move better. Why didn't I play the other move? What am I thinking? What am I thinking, folks? Let's just keep developing. So, the moment of truth. Trying to win material. It's getting crazy. Looks like a free rook. I can't prove it. Cannot prove it. C6. Is D5 a problem? I don't know. It doesn't look like a problem. He doesn't have enough development. So C6, Carl Khan, Lucas Lee, number 2. Wondering if he has a sister that I have had in camp or in class. Lee, of course, being an uber popular name, that he has to be Lucas Lee too. But his rating is too low to be her brother. Very strong player. Alright, let's isolate the pawns. The pawn on D5 is now isolated. The pawns on F6 and F7 are now doubled. This is bad, folks. I'm giving away my entire kingside for a rook. It's not good. Black castles, I castle. We're all happy. So is he getting what he wants out of this deal? That is the question. I don't know. Not happy about this, folks. Not happy at all. Must defend. Must promote. I don't want to fool around with that one. This looks funny. I think I'm in trouble with my king in the center, but we will cross that bridge when we come to it. Does he have a check? Where does the queen go? Check. So if I play knight takes c6, queen to d7. We're going to find out. We're going to find out what we have here. I just want to simplify. This was our hope, our dream. He does have e4. That's a bummer. There are some tactics. So we have a better endgame. Let's get our pizzas out faster. Save what we can. We're going to keep probing weaknesses until there are no more to probe. Booby. Probing the weaknesses. I know that didn't help me, but it might have helped you. It is unfair that you can pre-move and I cannot. That's all there is to it. You can pre-move and I cannot. I'm not sure how this is going to work out. But it looks like, at least as long as I'm a piece to the good, I'm happy. Better endgame for me. Better endgame for me. Que pasa? Bishop e7, he can't castle. Knight f4. I am bothered by a lot of things in life, but not that. So queen takes c2. My opponent did not see that he had e4, and if I played queen takes e4 to guard my rook, he had bishop takes c3. I am very thankful. Does this mean that the queen is trapped? That's what it appears to mean. So queen to e4. Knight to b4. Am I still ahead in material? Let's just do a quick count. Queen to e4. Knight to b4. And if I castle in that position, I'll be okay. Chess. I just want to develop my pizzas. Could have played knight c6. Bishop e3, c takes d4, knight c6. Should have looked at it. Ruh-roh. It is time for some major simplification. Major simplification. First that move, because that move looks like it's the most bothersome. So d5. This looks like it's okay. cd5, knight d5, knight, bishop takes e7. Knight on D takes E7. Yeah, maybe I should have played bishop takes F6 first. So this was my plan. But how good of a plan was it? Trying to get developed. Arsenal fan, why do you always get like the worst of the whole spiel? Dentistry 1. What do I need to do here? I don't know, but I wanted to shift across. I need simplification. Oh, I got one more chance at that fantastic tactic that I wanted to play. One more chance. This looks like a mirror image of the other game, as it turns out. I don't know where my pieces belong, by the way. I do not know at all where my pieces belong. Lukesh, 10:21 and 20 minutes to go. Why do I have 32 minutes on my clock? And you have 15. This is not good. I have to decide what I'm doing with that? It's a bummer. That was my goal. I will trade queen's next move. Knight takes. This was my plan. I wanted to see how fancy this could get. So, moment of truth here. Arsenal fan is getting the old F3. Something funny's happening here. Not sure what it is, but there is something funny brewing in this position. Going for the win of material. Going for the centralization of my pizzas. Going for the win of a rook. Can I ignore him? I hope I can ignore him. You only live once. At least that's what I've been told. I could be wrong. Bishop takes, rook takes. I'm just going to try to anchor my knight. I do want to take on f6, but it's not happening. There he is, folks. We are prying him open. That's our goal in life. Prying, prying, prying. Prying to be alive. Bishop g5. This was my goal. With an extra exchange on the horizon. Let's see, you're threatening this, that, and the other thing. Pawn takes, knight takes, pawn takes. Where do I go from there? So if knight e4, knight takes e4, knight takes e4, you have queen c5 check. I don't like it. Dentistry, you may have a point, but my queen is trapped if I go in there. Grr! Dentistry is doing well. Okay. But we're not getting you anywhere closer to having been castled. Am I up a pawn? I'm up a pawn, but are you going to castle? I have to decide. I have to decide. Simplification? Yeah, let's get rid of his bishop pair. Must get rid of the bishop pair. That's the goal. First things first. C5. Ah! Arsenal fan, this was my goal. My goal was to catch up with you this round. Not to be equal. Fine. Not to be equal. Very annoying. Offers me a draw. Does he see something that I don't? I think he sees something that I don't. It does not look like a draw to me. He keeps his bishop pair. But I get to keep on capturing. Chess. Oh, that's a bummer. It is a bummer. I'm going to see if I can hang out. Yeah, I did see bishop to g5 as a possible problem. There's no way that weakened kingside can survive. Yes. I kind of like that bishop hanging out there, by the way. I do. I do like that bishop hanging out. And now for something relevant. Have a pawn. I need more pizzas in on this action here. Let's solve that problem. F4. I am determined to get rid of that bishop pair. We're going on the attack, folks. We are going on the attack. So is that bishop? I only have 29 minutes, folks. I'm up against a different clock. Yeah, I would love to have reduced the time, but I can't reduce the time once I start the simul. 15, 5 plus 40 or 50 is what I do. It's just what I do. I don't know what I'm doing. That's not good. Well, he didn't take. That's fascinating. Where's he going? Where is he going? Looks like I'm winning the exchange in that deal, but I can't prove it. Not so easily, just yet. Let's keep up the pressure. Need squares for my knight. That's a good one. That was a good one. I'm going to keep up the pressure. My opponent offers me a draw. Yeah, of course I want to accept this draw. I do. I do want to accept the draw. But I can't. Not just yet. There is a result there. It's just not the result we think is going to happen. Where's that knight going? This does not make sense. I mean, this is the reason why I played for this position. So I have to have courage, suck it up, and go for it. That's the reason I played for that position. Can I throw the kitchen sink at my opponent? Ah, dentistry. How many games are still going? 9 ongoing games, and I can only see 6. I have no way out. Nicely done. Can I play this way? Looks like it. That was what I was hoping for. My opponent offers me a draw. We're only on move number 8. There goes my winning streak again. Moment of truth, everybody. Moment of truth. Bishop takes e5. All right. So where is he headed? Where is he headed? Still trying to trade queens. Let's see what we can do. How did I know he might go for that? That's crazy that I lured him into that. That is crazy. Crazy, 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 man. You need that rook to catch my knight, by the way. You cannot. Yes, bishop check, bishop blocks. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa? I'm up for an attack if you are. Bishop E7. Jean. I'm still up a pawn, right? Yes. King is very exposed. Are you really going to take on f4 with check? That is what I want to know. Are you going to take on f4 with check? If I sack 2 pieces for 2 pawns, are you going to take on f4 with check? That is what I want to know. I'm not going to do it. Fork. Where are you headed? Let's just bother the daylights out of him from one perspective, not necessarily too many perspectives. Yeah, my knight, I am trapped. That much is true. What do you got? Okay, pasa. Are we going to do this again? Are we dancing this dance again? That's crazy. How many times are we going to dance this dance? Yes. I always have that outside pass pawn. That's all I want to know, is that I always have that outside pass pawn. Now that everyone's protected, I want to do here. Fine. Let's see what we get. Did we end that game? Oh, Tiresias, I'm so sorry. He does have a move. Didn't like it. He does have a move. So what's he threatening? I don't know what he's threatening yet. But he is threatening me. I am forking. Being up an exchange here is not enough. 10:44 and all is not well. We need some simplification. Let's get everybody moving. Cramped? Tie him down over there. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. Arsenal fan has me. He has me. So is it possible to zug a person with a bishop? So here, knight to c7, bishop d6. That is the question. Knight to c7, bishop d6. Very annoying. Knight to c7, bishop d6. Knight to c7, bishop d6. I've got a whole lot of nothing here. Knight to c7, bishop d6. Got a barnacle. I just want those weaknesses. I really just want those weaknesses. On that side of the board, that's all I really want. Jean offers me a draw. I could get mated. Could I get mated? Let's go this way. Alright, moment of truth. 10:49. The knight is clumsier than the bishop. This was the move that I was waiting for. He let me gain time on the g4 pawn. That was a good try, though. I admit it was a good try. Let's just do it this way. Keep my king sheltered. I feel like I've done this before. Are there any more checks? I think not. How many do we have left? 4 ongoing. Why am I taking now? Of all times, why am I taking now? So he has to go there, then I play there, then he plays there. Is that a win of material? I don't think so. But it does look pretty good. While my opponent did not play the move that I was expecting. Bollocks. I'm throwing away this game. Que pasa? Yes, you can win my queen if you want to try. You can win my queen if you want to. You can leave the rest behind. That's a good move. But how much material am I getting? Hold on here, let me just do some math here. Can I just castle? Oh no, you take with check. That's a bummer. So where are you really going? Can I attack you? Or are you attacking me? How about if I take? Then you take my queen. I take with check. So I have 2 pieces and a rook for a queen. Oh, bollocks. Right now, am I up a pizza? I'm up an exchange, actually. 10:54 and all is not well. Let me just take that before it gets away. What in the world? I know you're threatening me with check, but I'm up in exchange, I believe. My plan is to remain up in exchange. Alright, fair enough. Well, I can resign that one, can't I? Where are you going? He can only take one piece at a time. So am I up a rook now? That is the question. I'm up a rook and a bishop. That's strange. One ongoing game. Am I going to make it? So sorry, Zion. So sorry, man. I have a lesson in minutes. I sing well. I sing okay. Thank you, though. I know my limitations. Hydrate. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Not bad for a 1 hour simul. Basically a 1 hour and 3 minute simul. The main idea for everyone was to promote our Discord. Please sign up for the Discord so you may be able to find our events each day. Just in case you have the calendar add-on, if you wish to add it to your iCal or your Google Calendar. Thank you, Arsenal fan. We are promoting our calendar, our schedule of events. Tire C's. I know. Don't worry. I can actually type in the word Discord, so that every time Discord happens, Nightbot will call up the command Discord and then not be able to display it. Right? Exclaim Discord. Now that I know how to do it. Alright, I must go. My student is on time. That is absolutely crazy that my student is on time. We did not get,
because you can only go that, you can also... Well,
hold a moment. Oh no, is it an arena they're starting? I'm going to put you off to a very good, let's do raid. They have a viewer arena going on. Please check them out. Lara and I have a good rivalry going. She is terrific. Please enjoy her stream. Take care, everybody. Talk to you soon. Give her my best.